What's going on, guys? It's Chris back with Palmer Aquatics. It's fish tank madness, if you can't tell. Today I want to talk about a super cool topic having to deal with the Keyhole Cichlid. For starters though, the Keyhole Cichlid is pretty small, so whenever I think of them, I always kind of put them with dwarf cichlids, ram cichlids. And they're docile for the most part. I mean, a lot of people keep these guys in planted aquariums, which is crazy for cichlids. And I will say, when trying to figure out tank mates and other fish to have them with, it gets a little interesting. This is an old 75-gallon tank that I ran maybe like 6 years ago. And as you can see, I'm keeping these Keyhole cichlids with all kinds of different fish. I have them with jewel cichlids, silver dollarfish, ruby barbs. And I gotta say, I learned a lot by watching all of the fish and sort of all their personalities. My conclusion though, the best tank mates for the Keyhole Cichlid are going to be fish that keep to themselves and are pretty docile. The perfect example of a tank mate for a Keyhole Cichlid would be a silver dollarfish. These guys are never causing aggression, they're sticking to themselves. These are the types of fish we need with the Keyhole Cichlid as a tank mate. My top 5 tank mates. I gotta think about this. I'm gonna go with number 1, the silver dollarfish. Number 2, the angelfish, because they're pretty similar mattered. Number 3, Severums, because the Severum cichlid is always keeping to themselves. They're super chill. You rarely have aggression issues unless they're trying to breed. And that, guys, it really kind of breaks down to these are cichlids and you have to watch them on a daily basis. Number 4, I'm going to go with the black skirt Tetra. It's essentially like a smaller silver dollar. They constantly keep to themselves, and if you get them in a group, they're just amazing, amazing fish. There's the black skirt and the white skirt, and you can get veil tail ones. They look amazing. And number 5 on my list is the Acara Cichlid. And I know some of you guys are like, hey man, Acaras can be crazy. But here's the thing. Acaras can be crazy, but they can also be very docile fish. As long as you get like females and they're not trying to breed, it should go pretty perfectly. I think a lot of beginner fish keepers think that they can keep the Keyhole Cichlid with like general community fish, like rainbow fish or barbs, but I don't necessarily agree with that just because the Keyhole Cichlid is a South American cichlid, and we have to think about its environment that it demands when trying to set up a tank. We're talking the Amazon River, so dark water, so get yourself some real driftwood, because that driftwood is going to leach out tannins into your water, and that's ideal. That's what we want to replicate that Amazon River effect. Then maybe get yourself some natural colored gravel, river stones, maybe some leaf litter, although that's not super common with cichlids. But guys, and then that brings us to the next point. I mean, are you going to be keeping tiger barbs or like ruby barbs or something like a rainbow fish in that tank scenario? I mean, granted, you can set up your aquarium however you want, but usually we try to set them up from where the fish originally came from. Like angelfish, they're South America from the Amazon. They're going to do the best if you try to replicate that same effect of that Amazon River. And that's the same that goes for the Keyhole Cichlid. So at the end of the day, I think some of the best tank mates for the Keyhole Cichlid are going to be fish from the same Amazon type rivers like they are, like the Severum cichlid and the angelfish. Those are going to be great tank mates, and also the silver dollarfish. Those are probably my top 3 and best tank mates for this fish. Alright guys, that about wraps up this topic. This is a super cool fish. I've always been in love with these guys. Hit up the comment section if you want to talk more on tank mates with the Keyhole Cichlid. I love hearing from you guys. Please subscribe and like the video. As always,